Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Claudia and I am happy to have you here with me today. This is all about me going from clueless to awareness, and I'm going to start in my 20s. And I was the oldest daughter and taking care of the younger kids a good chunk of the time. I mean, had normal, you had to go to school and all of those things, but with that many children, with 8 children in the family, my mother having her own set of physical and emotional problems, it was really a challenge for anybody to allow their personality to emerge. The only thing that really stayed alive in me was music, and I still am always and forever fond of music, and I love to sing as well as listen to all genres of music. The rest of the personality, hopes, dreams, thoughts, feelings, emotions, all really just, they were buried, and they were buried so deep I had no realization or recognition of that until much later, as the personality begins to emerge and you realize that there are things you're passionate about and things that you just can't stand. So let's get on with it. Around age 21 or 22, I guess, I left home and found an escape and got an apartment and a job. It was a wonderful job. In fact, there were other jobs that I had, and because I was not educated, I was always a little afraid that I would encounter that question, always a little embarrassed because I did not complete an institutional, higher education, and I did not want to address that. I felt embarrassed by it. But being a curious person with a wonderful mind and having really wonderful bosses in the beginning especially, that set the foundation for me to move into things and to learn how to do them, to become educated through experience, through classes that were given by the companies that I worked for, and of course, what you learn on any job. The things that I had difficulty with, that I tiptoed around, was arguments, because I didn't have everything. If there was something that was really troubling me or somebody got angry about, I just had a blank mind. I had no knowledge of how to have a conversation with somebody who was in anger, and that's early childhood trauma. So anyhow, through my 20s, I became aware of these things. Oh, you don't like that, so you're going to do avoidance. You're going to avoid it at all costs, and when you can't avoid it, you just go blank and your heart starts beating, and you'll figure it out. On through life, I did stop and start school, went to night school for a while, and that was good. But every time I tried something, I got called back. And I had a quadriplegic brother who, in the early stages of my absence, would lose his attendant, and when that, he had to have 24-hour care. When that happened, I had to go back. So I stopped and started. More than the street lights in New York City went green and stop and start. So anyhow, with that in mind, I did really well. I'm a curious person. I'm smart, very smart, and progressed well. So, and then I got married at a mid-20s, and that was really pretty much a disaster, but I knew that was going to be, and that's in a different video. And so I just felt all this pressure and weight from, by then I was a mother too, and so I'm perched one day on this precipice, a little cliff, and I'm looking out at the water, and I'm having a conversation with God, and I'm just saying out loud to myself and having these thoughts that I can't do this anymore. I don't know what to do, and those kinds of things. Well, I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, this voice says to me, there's another way. Very gentle and calm. And I went, there is? What have I not tried? And it stopped me from the thought of committing suicide. And so with that in mind, I went home and I'm like, I wonder what I haven't tried. What do I need to do? And that was when I started counseling and began taking care of myself by doing Tai Chi, took some night school classes, and that sort of thing. So the clues are always there. Gaining weight, unhappiness, resistance to change, not being curious, afraid. Fear is a clue. We're not designed to be afraid. We're designed to explore ourselves, our environment, other people, what our interests are, and those kinds of things. And certainly those were beginning to emerge for me. And so awareness began to evolve basically in the 20s. So with that in mind, I'm going to call that good for now. We'll get on with the 30s and more clues in the next video and more aspects to my life. So thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate you and you coming to be here to listen to my stories. And thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing. Those are the things that you can do that don't cost a thing, that get this information out to a broader audience, and that's helpful to me. So until the next video, I want you to know you are loved beyond your imagining. Thank you for joining me.